Welcome to your new OPUS T24 Smart Tent. Whether this is your first time on the pitch or you're a seasoned camper, we recommend watching this setup video guide all the way through. Even if you've set up an air tent before, there may be parts of the process that you're less familiar with. And the OPUS Smart Tent range presents some brand new features which you won't have seen before. So let's get started. Step 1. Check your pitch. It's important to visually inspect the area that you want to set your OPUS Smart Tent up in. Try to choose somewhere relatively flat so that the floor of your OPUS Smart Tent will be as level as possible. It's also very important that you remove any sharp or pointy objects from the area that you want to pitch in. You're now ready to bring the wheeled transport bag over to your pitch. Step 2. Unzip your transport bag and remove the footprint. Unfold and lay out the footprint where you'd like your tent to be located. The rear of the footprint will be flush to the rear of the tent, but the front will extend forward a little ways past the footprint, so bear this in mind when choosing your location. You want your footprint to be free of major wrinkles or creases and to have nice straight edges, but not to tension it too much. When you're happy with the placement, hammer the 4 short 7-inch pegs into the footprint at each corner. If this is your first time pegging down a tent, make sure that you insert the peg into the ground at an angle. For the ground sheet, the ideal angle is approximately 45 degrees, pointing away from the tent. Step 3. Asking a friend to help, remove the main tent from the transport bag. If this is your first time setting up, you should find it rolled up into a nice big cylinder within the bag. It's important to align your tent correctly against the footprint. We recommend aligning your main tent starting from the rear, as the tent structure at the front will extend in front of the footprint. When you're happy with the placement, hammer pegs into the 4 corners of the main tent, starting at the rear corners and finishing with the corners of the second horizontal beam. Not the beams which form the front porch, the ones just inside, where the main door is located. Step 4. Look for the roof cover in the transport bag and remove, laying out over the roof of the tent. After you've checked the alignment of the roof cover, connect it via the roof strap buckles and the hook and loop fastener strips. Step 5. Moving to the front of the tent, connect the strap that runs from the base of each porch beam. This will aid with alignment and ensure that the front aspect of your tent is properly structured. Step 6. You'll see that one side of your OPUS Smart Tent features the integrated pump systems. You'll want to go over to this side of the tent and begin closing down all the air release valves so that your inflation is as fast as possible and totally free of pressure loss. They only need to be finger tight, so don't go being a hero. You'll regret it on pack down. Your T24 Smart Tent features 2 inbuilt pumps, which are located on the left side of the tent as you look at the entrance. Step 7. Now that each of the air release valves is closed down, you can begin inserting the blowbank batteries into each pump system and press the magic inflation button. While the pumps are doing their thing, you can feel free to carry on with the setup. The pumps will automatically switch off once they've reached their target pressure. You should always close the zip cover for the integrated pumps when not in use or during heavy rain. This will ensure that your pumps remain at their best for as long as possible. Step 8. Time to grab your peg bag and your hammer. Following the fixing point diagram in the manual, starting at the rear of the tent, you can hammer home the pegs. You'll want to apply a little bit of tension, but not too much. Your T24 Smart Tent will require 9 pegs around the perimeter and 1 in the center of the main entrance, making for a total of 10. Your tent should be nearly inflated, and now comes time for the assist. Give the OPUS Smart Tent a hand. With just a gentle push upwards on the underside of the central beams, your tent will pop into position. When the pumps finish, after reaching their target pressure, you can then remove the batteries. And make sure to zip the cover closed after you've removed the batteries. There's nothing more embarrassing than an open fly. Step 9. For extra rigidity in adverse conditions, we recommend always pegging out the storm straps to provide extra stability. Set these up just like the guy lines, starting at the rear of the tent. Your T24 Smart Tent has 8 storm straps, which will all need pegging out. Step 10. Unfurl and peg out the guy lines, following the fixing point diagram. Again, we recommend starting at the rear of the tent and working your way around to the front. Your T24 Smart Tent has 8 guy lines, which will all need pegging out. Bear in mind that some guidelines are for opening the vents. We'll get to those later. Step 11. Before you head inside the tent, it's very important to ensure that your perimeter fixing points are adjusted after inflation to ensure that the main tent extends past the boundary of your footprint. This is to encourage water beading away from the interior surfaces of your tent and to keep you bone dry in any drizzle. Step 12. It's finally time to take your first steps into your OPUS Smart Tent. After locating the blackout bed pod in your transport bag, bring this inside the tent and lay it out at the rear in the sleeping area. The blackout bed pod connects by strap buckles and toggles that run along the beams. Step 13. Each corner beam has a little blowbank battery pocket inside the outer cover. Unzip and pop one of your blowbank batteries into it. Now you can connect your lighting system or charge your mobile devices from the blowbank battery. Now that's smart. Step 14. Let there be light. Your OPUS Smart Tent is surrounded by lovely big windows which let tons of natural light in, so getting the panel folded up neatly is key. Unzip the windows and then begin your back roll. This is a super clever way to keep your window blind stored on a sunny day and is also the best way to preserve the inner material from any UV damage. Once you've rolled your window blind up so that the inner surface is safely on the interior of the roll, you can then tuck it into the convenient pouches at the bottom of each window. Step 15. Almost finished. At several points along the perimeter of the tent, you will find vents, which can be adjusted open to promote airflow or closed to improve insulation. The vents at the rear are opened by pegging out the triple guy strap and strengthened using the foam bar elbows inside the vent itself. Your T24 Smart Tent has two vents, the larger of which is at the rear, and the other is located at the base of the right side panel. The setup of your OPUS Smart Tent is now complete. When maintained and cared for properly, we are confident that you'll have a reliable campsite companion for years to come. For full setup instructions, see the owner's manual, and to see the full range of OPUS Smart Tents, visit our website www.opustents.com. The OPUS Smart Tent. Camping the smart way.